Hello. So, I am actually now trying to just bust through some of my yarn. I just finished the pumpkin beanie, right? I still need to make the listings for the black rainbow sprinkle looking. For the life of me, like, the other thing that it's reminding me of is, like, skating rinks, right? That kind of carpet that they had that was probably grungy as I'm dating myself. I'm aging myself. Ugh, need to stop that. But back when skating rinks were cool and you had to decide if you were the cool kids who did the inline skates or the rollerblades, I could never understand inline skating. Like, the only way I could stay upright was if I had rollerblades. If I had the other ones, I would run into things. So I think that would have made me a wonderful ice skater, but go figure, that's the one thing that I have yet to try since moving to Colorado. But it is what it is, right? So I am still working on trying to deplete one of my skeins of Lion Brand's Basic Stitch anti-pilling yarn. And I was going through my little stash and I found a skein of Jack-o'-lantern, big twist value, that looks like it may be enough to knock out one more hat. So, I, go figure, freed up my needles and had the itch to put something else on them. So, I am going to try and just, I think that's going to be one of my 2025 goals, is to not buy yarn unless I need to. If it's like for an order or something, then I will make the exception to purchase the yarn. But I find that if I need a color, then because I kind of started my yarn journey wanting to do amigurumi, I have collected quite a number of colors. And I have a couple whips that I am conveniently blocking from view, because they're 7-day star blankets, that are well beyond that time limit, but I ran out of yarn. So, do I go to Premier Yarns and purchase the yarn to finish it? Or do I maybe find like a new color that could coordinate well with them? And I could dig out my DK yarn? Because I was the crazy gal who decided to make these blankets out of DK yarn. And just like make a nice border for it. That's kind of where I'm at. I want to complete a lot of my hanging projects. And I've got one of them that I'm using this Big Twist Gentle that has been long since discontinued to make a cowl. I have 8mm needles on a fixed like a 20-inch cord. So I've got that project going on that, but I have like no end goal. No, well, I made a cowl with the Karen Smash Cakes, right? That's on a previous vlog. And I realized that, it wanted me to go until 20 inches, and like, that's huge, right? I get to go to work feeling like I basically am still in bed because this cowl is so big and bulky around my neck for a weight 4 yarn that I just, it's kind of hard Yeah, I gotta keep folding and folding and folding to be able to, like, have it be a little below my chin. So, I don't want to go 20 inches on this project that I have down here. I'll show it off later. But maybe like half of that, maybe 10 inches. I am making it a little bit wider, so maybe I can like twist it like an infinity scarf. So we'll see. We shall see. But I hope you are enjoying your new year. I know we're supposed to be having our, new moon in Capricorn? Yes. New moon in Capricorn on the 18th. So, trying to think of new intentions. I do want to update my banner on my Etsy shop. Kind of get it looking a little bit more polished. Get it enough of like a, like consistency. I know my Etsy shop says Katt's Creative Corner, and go figure, my YouTube channel says Katt's Loops and Lore. So it's a matter of bringing everything under one umbrella, get the like titles, the information, the marketing all together. Can I loop this? Come on. It's always that last stitch. Especially when starting on new beanie. So, that's basically going to be the goals. Because I just realized that with this posting schedule, like, I don't give myself a lot of time to film content for a vlog for Friday. I'm going to have to think that through, right? So, here we go. On the road again. Mom's due to come home today, the 14th. You should be seeing a vlog being posted today at around 4 o'clock. Gotta love the technical difficulties. I had to restart DaVinci Resolve like almost twice to be able to get it to process my video. But, alas, now it's in YouTube's hands. I've got my thumbnail already done. And now I'm just moving forward with getting content for this next vlog update, right? Don't know if I'm going to watch Jurassic World Dominion. We'll see. I pulled it out. I ended up buying the extended edition. So, it's one of those where it's the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital code. Sweet, right? But that is how we're going to start this vlog. And go figure, I'm working on the color jack-o'-lantern when I've got my jack-o'-lanterns on. Oh, and happy, Martin Luther King weekend? Yes, by the time you see this, this will officially be Martin Luther King's weekend. So, strap in. I hope you have a wonderful time. Please consider that if you like the video, hitting that like button, subscribing, and hitting that little bell. I'm going to try not to pester you guys with that for too much, because I get it. But YouTube is YouTubing, and I figure, I'm just trying to figure out how this stuff works, right? Working on my business, working on just strutting along, and putting one foot in front of the other and finding my joy. I'll check in a bit. Okay, so I'm checking in real quick before I go to bed. It is currently 6:43 on my day off, so I am so ready to hit the sack, right? So, we're almost there. We're basically at 10 inches. What we also have is a brand new skein of jack-o'-lantern, and we're working on that second skein of pumpkin. So, I can officially cross 2 skeins off my list. Yay! Or off my shelf. I gotta real quick notate the colors that I used. I understand Big Twist is discontinued. Or that Hirschner's may still have some of it. I have not seen any of my local Michaels really kind of give a crap about their yarn selection. So, I don't know. I really wish Joann's would come back. But, I guess that's what we get for private equity destroying everything, right? So, I may just have to focus on, like, online orders. Kind of stick to some things that I know, experiment with whatever I can get my hands on. I have 2 locations that I know of off the top of my head, one in Aurora and one, well, technically they're both zoned as Aurora, but one over by the Aurora Town Center, which is also close to Hobby Lobby, and then I have the Michaels over at Southlands, which is also right next to a Barnes & Noble's that I love to hang out with. Just very, like, old-timey kind of setup. I've been in the Aurora Barnes & Noble's across from the town center, and it could just be that anything in Southlands is, in my eyes, almost seen as a little bit more luxury, right? There's more unique, eclectic kind of shops in Southlands. So they've got bigger real estate, bigger space, so they tend to be able to carry more stuff. The Southlands Michaels does have a better organization on their yarn than the one across from the town center. But, you know, we're kind of going with what we got right now, right? So, I will notate in my little notebook here the colors used. I know it says pattern thoughts of sorts, but it's also like my project journal, so that if I have something that I'm working on or that I have worked on, then before I go and try and make a listing or anything, then I've got something written down to reflect back to, right? I got my A1C score back, so for all of you who understand blood sugar levels and whatnot, I'm excited to say that I dropped 0.4 points, so yay! I'm not at 6.8 anymore, I'm at 6.4, which I would say is pretty damn good, considering that I went through peak season, and I went through a huge dry spell from the gym pretty much since August. And that was whenever I had my arm casted for my tendonitis. And I had to take medical leave because my site couldn't seem to figure out what I could and couldn't do. Meh. Anyway, so I consider that a win. I was active, but I wasn't as active as I normally am. I am proud to say that yesterday I did knock out at least 3.8 miles on the treadmill. I had the energy, I had the gusto, and I said, why not? They kept trying to VTO me for several hours, so I was like, okay. It's an hour to the end of the day, so why not? I'll go ahead and go. You need me gone that bad? Okay, fine. Now I'll go. Because VTO doesn't pay my bills. So, it was fun. We all got a good laugh at it. And, yeah. Good news around. Mama's home. I'm going to stop yawning. And I'm going to go to bed and follow this beautiful little guy to be wrapped up in my blankets. But I wanted to give you an update, right? We're almost there. I'm going to have 3 new listings. I have 4 hats and 3 listings that I need to do. So that'll be on the agenda for tomorrow. So I will talk to you then. Let's try this again. Today is January 16th. This video will be going up at around 4 o'clock today. And I have decided to give my knitting hands a break, and I am crocheting a scrap basket. Now, my classic problem. Do you see this? Like, this is gorgeous. So I, of course, have to keep continuing with these colors. As much as it's going to be a scrap basket, right? I'm starting with scraps, and then I looked over at my stash, and I realized that I've got enough to quite possibly make a full basket. So, this is a scrap, right? I frogged a project to pull this yarn aside. So this is Loops and Threads, I think Soft Classic, in Orchard Mist Multi. I've got a brand new skein of Daydreamery from I Love This Yarn. That's not the name of the label. There we go. I Love This Yarn. Daydreamery. Right? And then this one is also a used skein, but it's I Love This Yarn in Sea Spray Ombre, right? So these 3 are going together to make this scrap basket. And I'm low-key kind of obsessed. So, we're going to take a break from the knitting. We're going to get a scrap basket in the mix. I had pulled some scraps of my Halloween yarn that I was originally going to do, but then I realized that, like, black is a really good, like, base color for that kind of thing, and I can't seem to find my other black skeins. So, I'm going to place that on pause, and I've got this other project, this other color combo that is tickling my brain at the moment. So, that is what I am working on. I watched Dominion. It was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. The whole hand thing, they were making it seem like everyone was doing the hand thing, okay? There's one scene. One real scene. Where you have, what, Alan, Owen, and then Macy. And it's in front of a baby blue. So, beta. Not bad. I'm really curious as to why they made Rebirth. Because that was like a perfect kind of like little conclusion of sorts. So, I don't know. I know that there's just sometimes whenever people want to keep the franchise alive, like we could do. But I don't know how I feel about it. They had a good conclusion. So it makes me wonder, because this is still Jurassic World, like, you took Chris Pratt and the other gal out. So what's going to happen with that? Either way, I enjoyed Dominion, and I have to say that between the 3 in the Jurassic World series, right? I'm almost curious how I would technically rate them, right? Because there's... You can tell, like, when the quality kind of drops off, especially because, like, the first in the series just hits different. But I don't know. I want to say I personally was pleased with Jurassic World. I don't know how pleased I will be with Rebirth, but once again, I try to reserve judgment until I actually see it. It's on Peacock, so I could watch it without purchasing it because I have the subscription, right? And then if I like it enough, wait for the price to drop a little bit. And then get the Blu-ray, because I think right now the Blu-ray is like $20, and I'm like, I understand it's $20 because it just came out, right? I could wait, give it a little bit, maybe ask for it as like a Christmas present. Birthday present. Birthday's in March. So, I could do that. Or I could wait and make that something I ask for Christmas. Be like, hey, could you grab me this Blu-ray? But yeah. What series would you like me to watch after, now that I've completed everyone's favorite dino series? And what is your thoughts? Are you a dinosaur movie lover? Are you pretty much OG original Jurassic Park and that only? I need to get myself a Jurassic Park shirt. I have a Ghostbusters shirt. But go figure, I don't have a Jurassic Park shirt. So that'll be on the list too. But yeah. Comment down below what's your favorite movie series to watch, especially whenever you're knitting, crocheting, anything like that. And what project are you working on? We have 5 hats. I finished another one. Dragonfly. So, I've got the listings made. I just need to take some photos, so you can look forward to seeing more hats going up on my Etsy shop. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe it if you would like to watch and see more, and hit that bell notification so that you guys know whenever I post a video. Alright? I will see you on Wednesday. Bye.